Good evening, guys. It is Friday night hangout, right? I hope you guys have had a great day, and I'm looking for my coffee, to be honest. I gotta have some coffee. I wanted to come on first of all and thank you guys for supporting me. We hit 1,500 followers today, and I'm so thankful for that. In case you are watching this and don't realize, I'm Devonna. I'm with Primitive Roots by Devonna, but I am in the process of doing a name change. It's going to be Handmade with Heart by Devonna, and I will be changing that next week, so just keep a watch out for that. And remember, when you watch this video, to type sprinkled and sprinkle it out for me, and you will be included in the drawing for the Happy Mail. I will do that tomorrow or Sunday for earlier in the week and tonight, so be sure and sprinkle me out and comment sprinkled so I can write everybody's name down, and I am very grateful and thankful for you for that. I'm gonna do something a little bit different tonight. I'm probably biting off more than I should because I'm a little bit out of practice. But one of the reasons why I changed my page name is, again, I kind of did the name and then I thought, I'm not sure about this. And I kind of regretted it and wasn't sure what to do, and I decided to make a change. And the reason being is I love everything. I like the primitive stuff. I love the primitive. I love farmhouse a lot, but I also like to try my hand at other stuff. And I know you can incorporate different things in different styles, like your stencils and your crackle and even molds. And but like my glass jar that I had on my auction, that was the two-sided jar, that was something totally different, and it was one of my very first projects, and it was really out of my comfort zone. And I did the decoupage paper on it, I did molds on it, it's got resin on it, or the UV resin on it. It's got little gems glued on it, so yeah, it was a little bit of everything, and I enjoy that. I like that. I like lace, and I do love my fabric, but I like bling and lace. I like to just do a lot of different things. So the Handmade with Heart, I think, better fits me and what I want my page to be about. I don't want to put myself in a box of any kind of style because I do enjoy all of it. And with that being said, I am a little out of practice because the past few weeks, really the past few months, I have did more of the primitive styles. You can see my boxes. I know I showed these to you all. This is the paper mache boxes, and they're just grunged up with your cardboard box put around the rim and the top, and they're supposed to look like cheese boxes. You know, cheese boxes, the wood cheese boxes are expensive, and this is a knockoff of those, and I do love them. So I did that. I did my heart thing recently. The fabric tree I did this winter. A lot of the stuff you saw in my auction was stuff that I had just done, so I had not had time to do other stuff. So tonight I want to, and like I said, I don't know if how this is going to turn out, but hey, we'll see. I'm going to show you some of my molds, and I am wanting to do some crafts for spring and summer with birds, and I thought this would be a good time to do this. I love resin, and I've seen a lot of people in the comments on some of the pages I've been on recently that says they're scared to use it. I am not an expert, so you know, I'm not, and I may get some feedback in the comments that tells me how little I do know about it. Correct me if I'm wrong or teach me. I am a little out of practice on doing it, but I do love resin. I like all three kinds. The regular, and I wrote me some notes so I wouldn't forget, you got your epoxy resin that you have about 30 or 40 minutes to work with it to get it how you want it. When I did my sunflower tray, on the tin tray with the sunflower, I poured resin in that, and you have more time to get that laid out. It ain't gonna set up on you, and you have to get the bubbles out of it, and you got to use the clear. And I had more time to do that, and then I just had to set it on something and cover it up on my table, and I didn't look at it for like 24 hours, and I think I ended up waiting 2 or 3 days before I uncovered it completely because it takes a while for it to cure. And I really think it takes longer than that to completely cure, but to be able to move it or raise it up, you got to wait till it sets up. So I have used that. That one's probably the one I'm a little bit more scared of using, only because it is expensive, and if you mess it up, you mess it up and you want the bubbles out. You can use your heating tool and go over it. I think you can use, I need to research myself again on like your little popsicle stick and go through it. But I did pretty good at getting the bubbles out of that tray that I done. But like I said, resin is not cheap. So I try to be strategic in when I'm picking my project on when I'm going to use it. So that's your regular epoxy resin. My most favorite resin is this brand right here, and I know it'll be backwards to you all. It's the Illuminite Amazing Casting Resin. This sets up fast. You got your A and your B. You pour equal amounts, and we're going to do it in our cups. Then you pour them together and stir them. And when you get ready to pour it in your mold, you better be ready to pour it, because if you don't, if you mix up too much and pour it, it will set up on you as you're pouring it. It works really fast, but it's really cool to watch. I like to use air dry clay too, and I already had one opened and I can't find it. And I had bought this brand because I've seen a lot of people use it, and I've not even opened it yet. So we might use this tonight too. And then another brand that I really like is Formflex. Formflex. Flex meaning the regular air dry clay. Once you do your mold and get it out, if you're wanting to put it around something curved, you need to go ahead and get it on there and tape it on there and let it set up to be curved. Because if you just lay it down flat, it will you won't be able to curve. Now you can kind of put a heat gun to it and get it to move a little bit, but you have to be careful because you can break it. So the regular air dry clay, it will set up and dry hard, and you can't redo it. But this, I was going to show you when I done. When I did my church easel and I put the border around it, I used the Formflex on it. And even though it didn't have to be flexible and bend, I just had bought the Formflex and got it in, and I wanted to try it. So when I was doing my molds on it, I went ahead and did one of my border molds, and I wanted to show you. I have had this in this bag for several months. It's been several months because I did this one the same time I done the other ones. See how pretty the border mold is, and look at it. I can still bend it. I can still work with this to put it around something if I wanted to. Pretty cool. So I've got this in here. You can go ahead and spend a day and cast some of your molds, depending on what you want to use with them, and you can bag these up and seal them. And as you can see, I'll be able to use this whenever I want. So if you wanted to take a day and buy some of the Formflex, I can't remember the price on it. You know, mold, anything to do with resin and molds is not necessarily cheap. So I've got that I can use whenever I want. The other one I like, and we're going to use it if I can do this tonight, is the UV resin. I bought the little starter kit, which is this. It's already mixed. You don't have to mix it. And when I did the glass jar, that was the two-sided jar on my auction, on the mold side, I had wings, and then I had a little, we're going to use it tonight, I had a little, I forget what you call this. It's a little flower mold. I did that, and I think I did it in the fast casting resin, and then I painted it, and then I used my UV resin, my little bottle, and you got your little light, and poured it on it to kind of just give it a different dimension, and it don't take but 2 or 3 minutes for that to set up and cure on top of that. So that's pretty cool. I think a lot of people that does jewelry and they want to pour that over stuff, I mean, you can use it on different things, just research it, but you need a little light. I wished I had one that was a little bit bigger though. So I think the first thing we need to do, let me think about it just a second. I'm sorry, I gotta have my coffee tonight. I think we're gonna do the Form Flex first, because if you pop it in your freezer and let it set up, it's a little delicate. I've only used it that one time, so it may be a flop for me to use it, but it's a little hard to get out of your mold. And I do like it because it's flexible, but you pop it in your freezer and it makes it a whole lot easier to get it back out. And then also, if you put your cornstarch in your mold before you do it. So I definitely want to do the fast casting resin with the little flowers, so we can do the UV resin on top of it. And we may also do one more. We may just do something else here with the fast casting. And let's do, I've not done the birds with the Form Flex. Let's try that and see if we do it. Now, you need to be careful with resin. You need to wear your gloves. A lot of people wears eye covers, but see, I've got these glasses on anyway. You can, you know, you just need to do what you feel comfortable doing. I don't want the, any kind of it don't bother me to breathe it. So it's up to you on that. So first thing I'm gonna do before I forget is decide what I want to do. These are IOD Moulds. I love them. They are a little pricey. You can buy stuff from Amazon. But this is the Sparrow's Nest IOD mold. And it's got the bird nest with the eggs, and 4 different birds. So let's see which one. We may do a couple of them, because where these are going to be flexible, we can I can save them and use them. I'm wanting to do, I've got some ideas for a couple bird crafts. And I do have the little birds that you get from like Family Dollar or Dollar General. But I also, let's do those two. I think I got enough on it. Okay, so this is not enough. I had already used quite a bit of this on my trim around my church easel. And I bought 2 packs when I bought it. And you keep this in your refrigerator. It's in my bottom tray in the bottom of my refrigerator. I had to go get it out. And I did leave it out for a few minutes before we started, because I couldn't remember if I was supposed to do that or not. And I'm actually going to just put a little bit of that. I can't remember. I am a little rusty on doing the molds. But hey, it's just molds. If they flop, they flop. I will have wasted a little bit of money. The bag that was already open feels a little dry to me. I think I had it sealed good. I'm just going to knead it. And like I said, I had only used this Form Flex one time. I do like it. But I'm not sure I'm the one. See, that's got a really hard spot in it. I'm just gonna leave that out. This kind of reminds me, I've been seeing people use the foam clay and all the stuff that they're making with it, like the donuts and the food stuff. It's pretty cool. Of course, I want to try that too. So, trying to think how I've done this before, because this is a little bit delicate. And like I said, I am not an expert at this. I just do it, and if it turns out, it turns out. I do like the resin probably better than the clay. I feel like I'm a little bit better at it. And I end up using more than I need. And you can peel it back off. So I need to probably roll it out and lay it down on there better. But I'm not afraid to try it. I may fail, it may not turn out good, but I don't care. I do think I had better luck with the regular air dry clay than this Form Flex. I'm not sure, I ain't 100% sure I will buy it again. I do feel like it's a little hard to use. But again, they say it takes practice to get used to it. And maybe I just need to be more patient and try it. And again, I'm a little bit out of practice. I should have got something to roll. Let me think. There is something laying here. Let's just use paint. See if this will work. Because you want it down in all the nooks and crannies. Otherwise, you're, well, that one fell on the floor. I got another one. See, I bought a 2-pack for a reason, didn't I? So what have you guys been doing today? I need to be cleaning my craft room and getting this mess where I moved my craft room completely into a different part of my home. And my husband's going to be gone in the morning, so I may try to do that tomorrow. I'm going to try to, because we're going to pop this in the freezer. That's the best way to do this Form Flex. The only thing is I filled around and put my 2 birds together, and I don't know if I know what I'm doing here. I should have got me a little, let's see, maybe that'll just work. You can kind of feel where the border of it is. This may take longer than it needs to. I told Greg before I came on, I was like, I don't know if this was a good idea because I am so out of practice on doing the molds. But I do want to get back into it. I don't want to just do the same old thing all the time, you know? I like to do different stuff. I love my fabric and, of course, the yo-yos and all of that. I love it all. But I do want to do other stuff. I don't want to just keep doing the same old thing over and over. You can switch it up, though. I like to work with raw wood. And thankfully, Greg can cut me pieces. I've got an idea on something I want to do. And he told me I needed to figure out what dimensions that I'm going to need for it. I'll just watch somebody else's, or I'll get on, let's see, this, I knew I messed up there. Pinterest, and if I see something, I'm like, can we make this? So, he's like, yeah, I should be able to. So we have to figure out, that's when we did the Be Kind board. I told him, I said, I just need a board cut, and I don't know how big, and we just kind of played around with it based on the my flowers, what size I wanted it. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to peel this off to figure out where I've messed up. Yeah, that's gotta go back down. I'm just gonna let it all set up, and we can, I think if it comes out at one piece, I can cut it off around it when we get it back out of the freezer. So I wanted to do this one first. And I'm gonna walk it over there and put it in my freezer. I think I need to add a little more right there because I can't remember what the bird looked like. And while this one is setting up for a few minutes, we will move on to something else, and then hopefully it won't take me too awful long. And we can go back and get it out and see if I can demold it. But the key to the Formflex is putting the cornstarch or something in the bottom. And I hope I put enough in it. See, that's two birds. They're supposed to be separate, and I didn't pay attention to where they went together, so it'll be all right. All right, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna put that in the freezer. I'm just gonna set this whole thing in my freezer. It won't hurt it, and then we'll get it back out. I may have to get it out after the video and do a quick just showing you casting it, because it may not be done by the time we get finished here. So the next thing we need to do is clean my mess up. You want to save every nugget that you can, because again, this stuff ain't cheap. You can order this online. You can't get it like at Amazon. You just have to Google the Formflex. I don't even know that they let people be affiliates with them. And I'm thinking they sell other stuff too, but I can't remember. So there's that. And we may not need both of these, but I have got the, I can't say it, heraldry. Is it not pretty? It's got the wings and the heart and the crown. It's very pretty. So, we don't need this. You don't have to put anything like the cornstarch in your fast casting resin. And I am gonna put gloves on for this. I do need to get me a popsicle stick. This is what I use. I know you can buy the little silicone stir stick things. I just use the popsicle sticks and throw them away. And I found a trick to, when I first started, I had a mess and I kept buying different containers to mix my resin in. And it's hard to get it out when it sets up. But as soon as I pour this, if I'll take a wet one and put down in those cups, mash it down in good, when it dries up, you should be able to pull the wet one out and pull everything out of it. So, but the key to this is getting equal parts. And you don't keep stirring it. With regular epoxy resin, you got to stir it and stir it and stir it for, I think it's 2 or 3 minutes. And you stir it and you scrape it and you stir it and you scrape it. And you do have the 2 parts to that too. But when you pour it in the one container and stir it, you have to make sure you stir it and stir it and stir it. This fast casting one, if you do that, it's going to become a clump and you're not gonna be able to do nothing with it. You stir it, you get it all mixed up to where it looks like it's mixed together, and then you pour it, because if you don't, you're stuck. Now what I'm gonna do, these IOD molds has the dimensions of how much you need, okay? And one thing you can do if I mix, because you don't want to waste this, it costs us too much, but if you mix it up and don't get enough, you can turn around and mix more and pour on top of it. It'll still set up. I try not to, but you can do that. So let's try to do the heart and the rose. And the heart, I don't have enough good lighting in here. The heart, there's the wing, the heart. See, and I brought me a cheap thing, my little headlight, because I cannot see, I'm sorry. Let's see. This is milliliters. I guess that's what that stands for. So this is 15 for the heart, and 17 for the heart, and 16 for the rose. I can't even see that. 15. 32. And these has got lines on them with the different, it starts with 10, 20, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and all the way up to 100 in each one. So you've got your two rubber silicone cups, and then we're gonna pour both of them into this big one. I need to make sure that's cleaned out good. Let's wipe it out. And we're gonna stir it and pour from this big one. And with the fast casting, you're better to mix less, stir it, pour it, and do it again, because you ain't gonna have enough time to get it poured in a bunch of molds. Whereas if you were using the epoxy resin, you could pour a big batch and pour it, and it's not gonna set up on you. So let's decide. I think that's 16, not 15. I'm gonna have to figure out my lighting here. I've got an overhead light, but it's too bright if I use it, so I've got a lamp. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But 16, 15 and 15 is 30, 31, 32, 33. So I would rather go over. So there's 20, there's 30 of each. Let's just do 40 of each, and I'll just pour it in something else. And let's see if I mess up. So here's A. And like I said, be very careful not to spill it and get it in your eyes and all the stuff. So I'm gonna lay that right there. And really it don't matter if you're end up pouring more than you were planning on or less, as long as both of them's got the same amount. I do think some people says that if you do less of the B, I've never tried that, that it will be more flexible and it won't harden up as much, but I've never tried it. And here is part B. It plainly says equal amounts of A and B. Oh no, I can't get the lid off. Uh-oh. Like, not at all. I may have to go get Greg to do it. Watch that be my luck. I usually wipe that off really good. Try to take my glove off and see. My goodness. I didn't think about opening them before I came on here. Let me see if he can get it. I'm sorry. Greg to the rescue. All right. Put my glove back on, Bavona. Now I can't get my glove back in. Let's just get another one. I have got several of the IOD Moulds. I'll show them. Maybe if you all like this and I get a little bit faster and know what I'm doing a little better. I've got the snow globe one that is so fun to use at Christmas time. Okay, so I'm on B. You gotta be careful. That one's already got stuff in it. And I actually went just a smidgen above the 40. You like my words? That's a smidgen. So, B. I think that's good. My lighting's really bad. Let's wipe that off before I put put it back on where I had trouble getting it off. Sometimes you can get these on sale with a coupon and your rewards at Michael's. I think the last time I bought this came from Amazon, but I had bought them from Michael's before, and sometimes I can get a better deal. I have went through these several times. I really like them. All right, again, we don't have long once we start, okay? So, you know what? I hope this don't mess with you all. I'm gonna move this over so I can see just a little bit better. I have got my stick. Clean that out, and I don't think it matters. You just pour them in there. I love to watch this set up. It's rewarding because it happens so fast. Just try to scrape it from the sides as much as you can, and I need to remember to go ahead and stick me a wet one down in this. These are so hard to clean if you don't do something. So I'm gonna stick two to make sure it gets all of it. So I'm sticking that down in that, and that light's glaring for you all. I know it is. Maybe scoot it back just a little. I'll move it back over once I get these mixed. And then I'm gonna do this one. Now this is when we gotta hurry, okay? Y'all can time me. You just need to have your gloves on, and don't, splatter this in your eyes. And where I've got my little readers on, I feel like my eyes are protected, but by all means, if you have any doubts of this bothering you, breathing, don't use it. It ain't worth it. Okay. Throw that down in there. Now stir, stir, stir. Now, I mean, you got a few seconds here. It's not like you can't stir it, because it's got to be mixed. If it ain't mixed, it's not going to set up. And watch this be my first time of it not setting up, but I was going to say that I have never had this not work. But you know how that's going to be. If I'm recording it, that's going to be the time that it don't work. Stir, stir, stir. Just making sure I'm scraping the sides of it and that it's all blended. It starts getting warm, so we better start hurrying. And you just pour. I hope y'all can see. And it kind of like levels itself out. So I'm going to move on. If you overfill it, you can break it off, but it's nicer if you don't. And I think both of those are good. Let's do the crown. See, I mixed too much, and I'm not going to waste it. And the thing about these is I can put them in a sealed container and use these on a project. I still got more, so let's do this. I must have clearly didn't do my math right on that, but that's okay. This is kind of fun. Now it's warm in my hand. I can feel the resin heating up in my hand. I don't know if I got time to grab something else or not. I don't. It's already set up. It ain't got enough in it. But what happens is, I'm going to show you. See how, well, it's going to pour out just a little bit. It don't take long before when you try to pour that out, it will, it hardens up on you. Now see, this one I overran, and I stuck my stick in it. This one I overran, so I'm gonna try to salvage. I know y'all can't see real good, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get that off. You can, like I said, break it off But I'm gonna try my best where that ran over. Do you see it? Can you see the white? Look at there. See the white turning? It was clear, and now the white is setting up. See it? Ain't that the neatest thing ever? And see where I got this all over my hands? That's why you put your gloves on, okay? And I've even got wax paper laying down here. So I am going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it and put that down in here, because that's the worst thing about the resin, is trying to keep your containers clean. Some people does the throwaway containers, and I do use the bathroom cups, but somebody mentioned that when I said it on a live, that they're not big enough. Well, they are if you're doing a small one. If I'm just doing this heart, they're big enough. But if you're doing a big project, or you want to cast the whole mold, no, it's not going to be big enough. Look at the heart. The thicker the molds are, and I think I'm safe to take his gloves off. The thicker the mold is, the longer it takes for it to set up. I have actually got, well, that's setting up. You see them turning? I wish you could see the actual. I'm afraid I don't think it'll hurt. See how this one is white, and then you can see the gray through it where it's clear. The bottom of this on my hands is warm. Right now it's warm to the touch. But I have got Santa Claus, where he's deep. It does take him a few minutes to set up. I have got him in a frame, a shadow box. And I've got him casted in that. And my line, I absolutely love. If I can find him. Well, I thought I had him in here. Here he is. See, these are basically the same, except for one's Santa Claus and one's the line. It takes longer for it to set up, but you can use this on it. And it, of course, takes quite a bit more resin. And see the crown that we did, and the line, see, that's what that is. And I just patina rusted him. And I have got, this one is called Les Cloches. And you can put decoupage rice paper on top of it, or you can do it the reverse to where it's from the back. I actually did some ornaments out of them for Christmas for somebody and put a picture on them. So I've got those. And then here is the snow globe ones. And there's some like little stars. Some of this little detailed stuff is hard, in my opinion, to do the resin. And then I have got the mold that I did, that's the trim, that's the Formplex one, is this one. It's the smaller one on this one. And then there's the great big one. You could do these and put on boxes, trim out a book. I wish this one was a little bit smaller. I guess you could, I don't know if you could cut it in half or not, to put like on the book end. I need to get another trim set that's the skinnier ones. I have got some leaves. These are the, I don't know how you say that, but they're the leaves. And I've got pumpkins, 2 different pumpkins. I really didn't use these much last year. This one's got some other stuff on it with the pumpkins, but these are all IOD Moulds. They are pricey. I feel like they're worth it. Here's some little ornaments. I ran out of time last year. You could put all kinds of rice paper on it. Here's a trim mold. I think this is what I used on my church easel. This one came from Amazon. No, this is not Amazon. This is LeBlanc, I think. don't see the name on it. See how it's got the different borders? I did use the Formflex with that. And then I've got some that's just cheap ones. I've got a butterfly one that I got from Amazon. See, this is still not completely set up. And this one I am gonna have to break off because I poured it over too much. It's still warm to the touch. But do you see how it's still not completely set up? So I want the rose to set up completely. And it will help you. To set up completely to show you what I want to do. I'm trying to think, and that's one thing I did not do was bring paint over here to paint it so we can do the resin on top of it. I may have to, let me step in there while y'all are watching this to set up. And I'm sorry I keep walking away, and get some paint colors for maybe a pretty pink or rose color. Let's see what we can find. Do I have any in here? I've got some right here. Let's try some of this paint. Let's see, what color do we want to use? I definitely want, I love paint Contura too. This is Van Dyke Brown Glaze. We might do that. What color do we want to paint the flower? We definitely need a little bit of green. I have got the Autumn Sage. Let's make sure I get one that's already opened. I found a sale at the end of the year on some of this, and I first had bought the small 1 ounce, and if I liked it, I end up buying the bigger ounce, and the green I really like. So we've got that we could use. I've got Duck Egg we could use. The Cherry Blossom is so pretty. These are highly pigmented coverage, and they got a top coat built in with them. I've got so many colors in here, I'm having a hard time deciding which one I want to use. The French Rose is pretty, but it's awful light. I guess we're gonna either do the purple haze or the cherry blossom for the flower. And then we will use the sage to paint the leaf. And then we may use the glaze around the outside of it. I have more, but I don't know where my other box is. So it's still not completely set up. It can take up to about 10 minutes. So we're just gonna sit here for a minute and watch it. And what I wanted to do was take the rose and hurry and paint it when it sets up, and we're gonna pour the UV resin on top of it and put it under the light, and I'm gonna show you the difference of how you can make it look. Not that it don't look pretty with just the paint on it, but it gives it an extra little something something when you put that resin on top of it. So I went to Dollar General on my lunch break today to get one of those, and I may show that to you. I wanted one of the desk organizers. I had originally thought, because I've seen a couple people do it, to make this primitive and to wax it and sand it and make it kind of worn on the ends. But I'm thinking I'm thinking I want to do something different. I have got the prettiest stencils. We'll have to get them out and look at them. I might do that tomorrow. That I've not even used yet. And maybe I can find a piece of rice paper. I've got some. I think I've got some saved in my Etsy cart, my Etsy downloads. But I think it would be pretty to, I don't know, put rice paper and stencils on it. And see, you can even do that and then take your trim mold and trim it out and make it more fancy, more whatever. You can put lace around it. See, there's all kinds of things you can do. It don't all have to be the same. And I love farmhouse, I do, and I love primitive. But I like to experiment with doing a few different kinds of stuff too. And I actually, my husband built my desk. It's huge, and it's got drawers in it. See, look how pretty that stencil is. Wouldn't that be pretty to put on it? I just need to figure out the color scheme to do with it. But I actually wanted to do this little cigar box, and I had it in my desk planning on doing it. And I have the hardest time deciding on the color scheme. And you need to just do something and see how it turns out, you know? But, so yeah, we may do some stencils tomorrow. I am a little bit shocked that that's not set up yet. That one looks like it's set up. That's another thing. I'm pretty sure it's easier to go ahead and get it demolded when it sets up. And the rose, I don't know if I didn't put enough on it. We're gonna leave it just a little bit longer, but let's see if we can pop out the heart. It made a little noise when I did that. Let's go ahead and pop him out. Can you see it? Is it too, maybe if I can turn that light down just a little bit. It ain't gonna turn down for me. Maybe my kitchen light, let me cut that off and see if it makes a difference. You all will just have to be patient with me till I figure out the lighting. Can you tell? And it's a little warm still. It's already set up though. If I wanted to bend this to put it on something, I should have paid closer attention and got it out just as soon as it set up and went ahead and bent it, and I didn't, which I'm not planning on bending this. So let's try the next one. Just makes a little pop around the ends, and you just pull it out. How long have we been? Gosh, I've been on here almost an hour, I'm sorry. See how this has got the little lip on it? All you have to do is take, I should put my glasses on. Really, I need like a little, my little box cutter, and cut that around. Yeah, I need the box cutter to do it. But you can just basically cut that off. I don't need to be using scissors on it, but we're gonna see if it works. My box cutter's what I need. And in the process of moving this room, I've got like a little kit that's got the different sizes in it. I've lost it. So yeah, I don't want to break my mold, so I'm just trying to pull that down to show you. See the little crown? And see, I've got to break that off because I poured it too thick. Now, I feel like that's set. I think it's just the back of it's a little lighter. Can you see it? I don't know if you can or not. You can when I start painting it. So let's throw some paint on this one. I'll demold that one a little bit later. Let's see if I can throw some paint on this. Remind me to go get the, do we want purple or cherry blossom? I'm thinking purple. I need to go get my mold out of the freezer. And you can leave it in there. I've left it in there an hour before I like forgot about it, so it's not the end of the world. If you buy the paint contour paint, you do need to stir it. I've not used the purple because it does have the built-in top coat and it kind of needs stirred. I'm just gonna stir it up. And this goes further than you would think when you're using it. I love the autumn sage. I love anything green. And as you can see, I'm already messy. So let's see if I can paint the flower. That might be too dark. I don't know, it might work. I just wanted, even if this ain't perfect, I wanted to show you how to use the RV resin. And this took way longer than I thought it was going to. But you know, if I was doing a live and doing a resin project, I wouldn't pick all of the molds and the resins. I would pick just one to do. I just thought we would do a little learning. Me refreshing myself on how to do it. I do think I need a little bit smaller brush to get around the ends. This color's pretty. I like purple. And I have already got it on the we may have to let me paint this and then get back on it on here tomorrow, because I want it to look pretty. I don't want to have to do this. And I'm already getting the purple paint all over everything. See, I just not got it all over it. So yeah, let's do that, because I've already been on here almost an hour. I will paint this up pretty. That's all I'm doing is painting it. And we'll let it dry good. We'll let it dry, and then tomorrow I'll do another video maybe and show you how I finish, how we done the UV resin. So I think that will have set up, and if it hasn't, we'll just wait and demold the other one tomorrow too. Let me get it. I know it's been at least 20 minutes, if not 30. I'm all over the place today, and it just makes it a little bit easier to get these out of the molds if you pop that in the freezer. See, it's still. I may not have put enough of the cornstarch in. See, I need to clean that now. And wished I had a box cutter. Where would a box cutter be when you need one? Hey, I know what I may have. That'll work. See, because this one where I got ahead of myself and didn't pay attention to where to stop the clay. Let me show it to you, and then I'll show you how I'm cleaning it up. See how they're stuck together, and I got all that wasted area there that I shouldn't have wasted. It's not the end of the world. You can take something, your X-Acto knife or your box cutter, or this right here seems to be working. And we're just gonna come here and tear these apart. I just feel like the Form Flex is a little delicate for my liking. I like that it's flexible, and I guess it depends on what's more important to you. But the air dry clay, and I've not tried this DOS brand. I've got the, I forget which brand it is that I can't find. I feel like it's a little bit more forgiving, and I can use it just a little bit better. But basically, I'm just cleaning up the edges. And I guess it depends on, you know, what you're planning on doing, the pros and the cons of one versus the other. This meaning that if I wanted to put this bird around something in a month, I'm going to be able to bend it up. If I decide, well, I don't know what I want to do with this today, I don't want to. When I did the glass bottle, I didn't use Formflex, I used regular air dry clay, and I immediately formed it so the top of the angel wings would go hang on the top of the bottle, and I taped it down overnight. And then after it set up, I took them back off and painted them, and then I glued them back on. So with this, the pro to it would be you could do it whenever. But the detail of the molds are just so pretty. So here is one of them. He turned out okay. So all I have to do, see how flexible he is? All I have to do is put him in the bag, seal him up, and then at some point decide what I want to do with him. And where he's a little bit flexible, I would have options. It wouldn't have to be on a flat surface. I know back in the winter when I did those ornaments for my friend, I had a friend who lost their daughter in a car crash. Daughter and granddaughter, I'm friends with both of them. And I took the snow globe ornament or mold, and I would show you a picture, but I don't want to show her picture. But I took this and made two of them, and I took her picture and put on one of them decoupaged on it, and on the other side I did a manger scene, and then I poured the UV resin over it to seal it, and then I glued them together back to back. And the one thing I wished I had done different, because I was using regular air dry clay, is before I even worked on them, I wish I had stuck them back to back and taped them so they would be level with each other, because one of them, when it set up, was not level. Even though they were both flat, they needed to be. So next time I do one, I will put them against each other and tape them together, and then once they set up to match each other perfectly, then take them back apart. But those turned out beautiful, and again, I won't show them because, you know, it is her picture. But you could do that with your grandkids for ornaments on your tree, any kind of rice paper, any kind of scene. And it really don't have to be all Christmas. You could do them any time of the year. And I really wanted to do more of them, but you have to be smart, because, you know, your resin and your clay and stuff is not free, and it can get pricey. So, and there's not enough time in the day to do all the crafts that I want to do. So, his beak is not the way I want it. I may have to work on that. But see, this ain't that bad. And I'm going to put this back in the bag. I'm not throwing that away. I think it'll be fine, because you keep it in the refrigerator anyway. I can clean it up a little bit if I paint it and it looks like it needs trimmed off a little bit. See? So I've got two birds that's going to be flexible when I get ready to use them, and all I'm going to do is put them in that sealed bag, and I'm going to take the rest of my clay that I used too much on, and I'm just going to put it back together and put it in the bag and seal that up and make sure it's sealed good. I may end up putting it in Ziploc baggie too, because I feel like that even though I had this sealed, that it dried out just a little bit once it was opened. So see, I've got quite a bit more left that I can use, because you don't want to waste it. So, what do you think? You can put these would be pretty on the box. So you could do something and paint and do some stencils. I mean, you could, there's just all kinds of things you can do with them. So there's that, and the crown. Let's see if I can get that off the crown. I may have to use this one's set up hard already. But keep in mind, this is resin, not the Formflex. So this is not cutting that off. I need something sharper. So that is a good little test. That's not gonna break off with this, because this is resin, it's already hard. This is Formflex, it's got a little give to it right now. It'll stay, the give will stay to it. So I'll have to use my box cutter on that. And then the little hearts. I made some Christmas ornaments out of these, but see, Valentine's Day, they would be beautiful on a decorative box. I'm actually thinking, because I'm wanting to start doing the smash cans a little bit, to try my hand at using some of the molds on it. I don't know how, I mean, surely it would stick too, but I think that would be pretty to do one of the molds, like the bird on it or something. Shoot, the worst thing can do is do it and then it fall back off, but I think I will try that. Okay, so this one I didn't get out. This one I made a mess out of it. I'll have to use my box cutter. And like I said, I don't claim to know it all, and I don't claim to be perfect at it, but a box cutter will clean that up. See how I messed up and poured too much on it? But there's nothing wrong with it. I just need to clean it up a little bit and I'll have it. So I will stick these in a baggie and put them in my tote that seals. And then my Formflex ones, I keep them separate. And I'm just gonna leave these laying here. The Formflex ones I will go ahead and put in a bag, but these are fine to just leave laying here tonight. And I will paint this up real pretty. I'm not sure about that purple. I may change it to the pink. And then tomorrow, I do think I'm gonna do something with the UV resin and maybe a stencil, and show you that I did practice on that too. So, and I gotta clean up. Let's see if this works. I probably should have my glove on, but I'm pretty sure it just pulls it out and there's nothing in there. Now the big cup may take a little bit more work. I'm gonna leave them in there longer, because when I did it the last time and pulled that out, it had the hard part stuck to it. That was down in the bottom of the jar. You can get the throwaway ones though, but I had already invested in these, so I'm trying my best to save them. And so you can even use the little, for like a very small project. These are silicone, and pour them and then do it that way too. I got all kinds of supplies. So, I wonder what you think. I know I rambled on, it seems like. I gotta clean my mess up. And I hope you guys have had a good day. Remember to sprinkle me out. And I will tomorrow take time to gather everybody's name for the drawing. And I gotta figure out what my Happy Mail prize is gonna be. I'm working on that just a little bit. And yeah, I think that will do. Remember, my page changed name. I have a reason for waiting till Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, let's just wait and do it then, and hopefully you have to submit a request, but I don't know why they rejected. You can change your name more than once, you just can't do it for about 60 days after you do it. So, but yep, Handmade with Heart by Devonna. So you guys, I hope you've had a good day, and I hope this wasn't too boring for you. It's made me want to practice a little bit, because I am out of practice with doing it. And see what kind of craft I can come up to actually use the stuff on. But you do not have to have the IOD molds. You can use, I think they even got them at the Dollar Tree and Walmart. If you just wanted to try a small bottle of it to see if you liked it, and not spend the money, you could do that and then think, well, it's not for me, because it can get pricey. Crafting is not cheap. So I hope you guys have a great night. I love you, I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.